What's up, guys? It's me again. It's been a while since my last video. I just really haven't had a lot of time or motivation to make very many of them. I really haven't had much to talk about. But there is something I kind of want to talk about today, and that is the Final Fantasy VII remake. It's been a while since the trailer was released, like the actual gameplay trailer, and I haven't made a video since then to talk about it, so let's talk about it. Anyway, I am so freaking stoked about this game, like you have no idea. Just seeing that bombing mission scene, parts of it, just seeing little parts of it was almost enough to completely satisfy me as a fan. It's just so crazy, even just seeing the little parts that are in the trailers. I already did the whole 9 yards and went through and paused every single little section of the trailer to just see what was going on, and it's just insane how true to the original it seems like it's gonna be. Everything, just about everything was in the that's in this trailer was in the original. Aside from the dialogue changes and stuff, which is kind of understandable for them to want to, up the dialogue a little bit. But, what I'm seeing is a lot of disappointment that the game is going to be released episodically. And, while at first I was kind of I didn't really want it to be that way at all. I was kind of turned off by the whole idea too. But when you think about it, it seems pretty necessary, especially whenever you know why. They said that pretty much they're trying to make this game huge. They want to make everything explorable. Midgar's going to be explorable, and it's just going to be crazy. But yet there's still people who are just like, I don't want to be episodic. You guys, you got to understand, that's just the way things are going for games nowadays, okay? Back in the 90s, they could make a game not episodic, because making a game required less detail, less technology, less everything. Nowadays, people want these games with wonderful, great graphics and fully explorable, but you don't realize how hard it is to make that game and how time-consuming it is to make a game like that, It would almost be like saying, well, I want the next Star Wars trilogy to be released as one long 10-hour movie. I mean, can you imagine that? That's just ridiculous. In this day and age, as games become more cinematic in nature, they're going to have to be split up, especially the really longer ones, I mean, that's just the way the world is moving, and now we have just a generation of really impatient, entitled people who think that everything needs to just appear like that, everything just needs to cater to their needs. But no, it doesn't work like that, not at all. You need to learn patience and learn that that's just not the way things are anymore. I mean, if they were doing the episodic thing just to grab money like people were saying they are, then we would know it, If it was anything but Final Fantasy VII, I could understand that, but this is Final Fantasy VII, and they are saying they don't want to cut anything out. In fact, they want to add things and make everything way more explorable, and so you can't really be upset that it's going to be split into episodes. And another thing, you don't even know the nature of it. They haven't released how often the episodes are going to come out, how many they're going to be. We don't know the nature, and we're jumping to conclusions. I have a feeling it's going to be just a few, maybe a trilogy. Can you imagine a Final Fantasy VII game trilogy? I mean, they have a Lord of the Rings movie trilogy, Star Wars trilogies. It would make sense, because if they were going to make Final Fantasy VII into a film, it would have to be split into a trilogy or more. Who knows? But I'm okay with it, because I also feel like, me personally, whenever I start a huge new game, I have a tendency to want to do quests and explore everything and do all the fetch quests and stuff, and then by the time it comes to progress the story, I get kind of burnt out on it a little bit. I'm oh, I've already played this game for 60 hours and I'm only a quarter of the way through the story, and I get a little burnt out, and then I have to kind of force myself to get back into it. It kind of happened to me with Xenoblade Chronicles. I still haven't even finished that game because I just felt like I played it so much doing quests and stuff. So the episodic thing, I feel like it's a good idea especially if they're going to make it as open world as they're saying they are. It would be good for, you have plenty of time to do everything you want to do in one particular episode or area, you know, before moving on to the next one. I mean, I'm sure they're going to just go all out with it, and there's going to be a lot of things to do. So, I mean, there's really no need to be upset about this, because this is something that's happening that nobody ever even thought was going to happen. It's something everybody hoped for, but Square Enix made it clear for a long time that they weren't even going to try to touch a Final Fantasy VII remake. And now we know it's going to happen. We've seen gameplay, we've seen cutscene footage, and it looks like it's going to be amazing, but people are still upset. I mean, it's like a lose-lose situation. I'm not upset. I'm not going to be upset, and I won't let that negativity influence me, but I really, really feel like it's going to be amazing. I feel like Square Enix knows what is on the line here. They know how bad it's going to be if this disappoints everybody, so they are going to put everything they have into it. I mean, and it has members of the original team, of course we've touched on that, overseeing it and making sure that everything stays right and how it should be. Guys, we're going to see Final Fantasy VII as it was always meant to be seen, and that's just, it's amazing to me. And I love the classic, but I have played it so many times, I feel like I'm ready to see a different take on it, you know, and I feel like it's just going to be really cool. And just don't be upset about the episodic thing, because you're going to get your hands on it soon enough. You're going to be super happy whenever all the episodes are finally released, and then you're like, yeah, I have the whole game to play now, but then you would have already played through it in sequence. I mean, there's nothing to be upset about. I feel like I've seen the footage and I can't wait to play it. I just cannot wait. I feel like even having a little piece of it to play would just be amazing, rather than wait 3 more years for a whole thing to come out, you know? It's just, it's awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. But anyway, I just wanted to get that across in this video. Hopefully they will release new things on it here and there. Maybe a demo even soon would be amazing. It looks like they're pretty far ahead in development, at least for the first part of it. And I can't wait. I'm going to be making more videos. I'm going to have more Final Fantasy VII stuff, more Zelda U stuff. Just talking about it, you know, nothing big. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful, great day, week, whatever, and I will see you soon.